Welcome in, everybody, to the Dynasty Deal Show. I'm Ty at Ty Declare 44. I'm joined by Scott at Charles Chill FFB and Shane at Shane Says FF. Yeah, we're here for another one. You made it. Thank you for tuning up. If you've already been here in the chat, thank you so much. If you want your trades on this show, you can't be here live. Make sure you're popping in. These links go live Friday morning. Get your trades in here. We're going to go through all the ones that are in there. But yeah, if you're not a part of the community yet, hit the little QR code in the bottom corner. You get into the Discord. But boys, we have a lot of trades to get to, so we are just going to start us off with old Laughing Lizard. We got a Superflex PPR non-tight end premium start 10. It's a 12-team league. It's a super active league too. Shane, you got Tua, 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 2026 seconds, a 2026 third, and a 2026 fourth, all for Bo Nix. People might see it as a suboptimal trade, but he liked the value. How dumb was this trade? We'll break out his team a little bit more here in a bit, but Shane, give me your thoughts right off the bat here.
This is literally taking it's taking a bunch of generic cigarettes for 3 Marlboros, and generic cigarettes. Sure, technically they can do the same thing, but they are very, very different, and you notice immediately. I don't like it. I don't, and I'm not even that big of a Knicks guy, but. No, at some point you're just taking fluff. That's all you're doing. You're taking fluff, and that's what 4 second-round picks are. Sure, you could probably do stuff with them. We say that, but we're in leagues together. Ty, if I offer you 2 seconds, what are you giving me? Yeah, mediocrity.
Yeah,
more mediocrity. So
yeah.
I fill my lineup with a bunch of mediocrity, so I don't like it. Now, there is context to this trade, though.
Yeah. So, I mean, Scott, we'll kick it over to you. He has Jackson Dart. Now he has Tua, Russ Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph, Joe Flacco, Hendon Hooker. We got Achane, Breece Hall, Caleb Johnson, Scattaboo, Tyrone Tracy, Bayshall Tootin, Dylan Sampson, Roshan Johnson, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Jacoby Myers, Marvin Mims, Cedric Tillman, Tank Dell, Torrey Horton, Amari Cooper. Got Deontay Johnson. We're listing everyone. Njoku, Mason Taylor, Elijah Arroyo, Dallas Goedert, Cole Kmet. We got tons of players. I mean, you go from Knicks down to Tua, and you pick up a bevy of picks. But yeah, I mean, it does feel like you're kind of duct taping some things together and just kind of moving things around. But how do you feel about this, Scott?
Well, one thing you said is absolutely true. We do have a boatload of players here, just like a lot of teams where they're carrying, players on their roster. I'm just looking at this, though. I didn't look at this trade beforehand, right? I saw the first deal. We traded Bo Nix, who we had a good conversation about Bo Nix today in voice chat. But without knowing anything else, I could see, okay, I'm tearing down to Tua. I'm getting a bunch of stuff. I know it's a 12 by 10. My question is, what else can I do with the stuff? But maybe that was to be determined, right? Then we see the quarterback room. I was expecting there to be a better quarterback than Bo Nix, potentially, which allows me to go, okay, I have Aaron Rodgers, I have Tua, I have Jackson Dart, I have Russell Wilson. I don't need a second valuable quarterback there. I could understand liquidating it for value. So that's strike one for me, is our quarterback room probably was not in a place where we're willing to do that. I think the other thing, though, is if you're going to make a move like this is an extreme strategy, right? Basically saying, I'm punting quarterback. I have Jackson Dart, but I'm still able to kind of get by for the short term because I have Tua, Rodgers, Russell Wilson. They're starters. I don't know how long. They have no trade value. All of these are destination pieces. Once they're on my team, the odds that somebody is going to pay them to get them off this roster as designed right now, because I probably need Tua and Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson more than most because how I've built my team, they're destination pieces. But then I'm looking at the rest of his team, and I'm like, okay, it's not really strong in any specific position except for maybe running back. But the biggest thing that gets me is, why do we have Tank Dell? Why do we have Torrey Horton? Why do we have Amari Cooper? Why do we have Deontay Johnson? I get it. A couple of these guys you can't do anything with right now except for cut. Marvin Mims, though, that's a guy I'm probably not using him because I can probably sell him for something. I can't sell Amari Cooper, Deontay Johnson, or any of the other guys for anything. So how are we constructing here? And what is the plan? This doesn't look like a contender this year. But if you're going to take an extreme strategy like this should be the last move. Every other spot on your team should be optimized for the build that you have, which means I should have more quarterbacks, I should have more running backs, and I should be eliminating literally anything that is not usable. Guys like Tank Dell, why are they on my team? I'd rather just have something else, right? Even though if I say I can't get anything for Tank Deltai, I don't even want him. I don't even care if he's going on my IR. There's going to be a point where he costs me something to have gone. Give me 5 fab. That gives me a chance to pick up a running back mid-season that might get a start. But you just got to go to the extreme, and the roster construction isn't quite to the extreme that would match up with this trade. So I don't like it. I don't want to hate on, was it a dumb trade? There's other things I could say it was a smart trade if a couple other things were true, and they just aren't in this case.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it, right? If I'm playing the NEQB on a 2-deep strategy, if I'm rostering all these guys, what I don't want to do is have it where those guys are on my bench, and when those weeks do come up, I can't actually use them, because then they're completely worthless because people aren't going to be buying these backups off me. But if I can use it, then that maybe gives me some more leverage on the other parts of my roster. And like I said, the running back room is great. You know, Achan, Hall, Johnson, Scadaboo, like you got some stuff there. But if there's ever a time of year to be out of construction, it's definitely in June. So, you know, you have some months here to get things right. But yeah, just I don't have a lot of confidence seeing the wide receiver room in a 12x10. We got hella tight ends. So, you know, we can probably make some more moves. Like Shane, what would you do with this roster if you were sitting here in June with it?
Can you give me all those that rundown again?
Yeah,
it's just a lot of like,
yeah. So good. Dart, Tua, Wilson, Rogers.
And is it Matthew in the chat? Is that Laughing Lizard?
Because they can't move him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he's saying he probably, assuming that is the person asking the question. Yes. He says, this is my trade. He can't move any of those guys, but you know what you can probably do? And looking backwards, like my other question is, why did we draft Mason Taylor and Elijah Arroyo on this team? Right?
I mean,
don't take both. Do not take both. It's a waste of a pick. I'd rather have the pick in 26 than waste a second on those guys now.
He might not have had that choice.
You always have the choice if you're willing to go lower than market. 2/3 would have been better than Elijah Arroyo if he was drafted in the second.
Do this. I definitely want to throw something at you when you do that. No, you don't have a choice when you're on the clock. Now, should he have picked that specific player, Arroyo? Probably not. But I don't know. There's just a lot of just like average pieces. I mean, the running backs are really good, right? Breece Hall, a chain, and I guess Caleb. Well, we have 14 second-round picks now. I guess we got to get to work and see what can those second-round picks get us. So can I take 3 of them and one of my wide receivers and tier up? You know, can I go to the fraudulent teams in Dynasty Daddy? Can I look at the teams that are rebuilding, etc., and see if there's anyone that would need or want a bunch of seconds and let me take a.
Could we tier all that up to get Bo Nix?
Good.
I'm curious though, like Ty, is it even worth trying to tier up on this team, or is this just a pure gut? Because great, you tier up and you give away 5 pieces and you've added Nico Collins, the team still sucks.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Your running back room is really solid. You have really solid running back room. Like Breece and a chain, like both of those dudes could be top 5. Caleb could be a top 24.
I mean, what my mind's saying, like, so we have it's called the super active league, right? And then Matthew in the chat said, because I can't move these guys in the back end. So even in these super active leagues, I still want these difference makers, these sexy players that people want, so I can actually action things in that league. So if I felt like I can duct tape 5 things together and turn it into a Nico Collins, and that can lead to another deal for me, maybe that is the way I want to go. It's definitely a team that I don't want to move my first on, right? I'm definitely looking to make deals to play more for the future. But I don't know. You could definitely completely gut it. I'd have to look at the rest of the league to kind of see where you truly fall there. But it's just, you know, I would feel a lot better almost with a Bo Nix versus kind of the fluff of the seconds. But we got all those seconds now. So you're going to be able to patch holes in season with those. So, you know, maybe I'm able to kind of play it loose and see what happens in the season versus just a pure gut job.
I guess be very active. Find the window where you can move Russ or Tua or Aaron Rodgers or any of those receivers. Like you can't let a week go by and miss on the week where Jacoby Myers goes for 20 and you can actually get a 27 second for him. You know what I mean? Like that's probably the time where you have to be the most diligent and active in spinning every one of those roster spots. Because, yeah, there may be a window for Marvin Mims. There may be a window for Cedric Tillman. But I get it. Doesn't sound like this league is right now, because who's honestly targeting those guys with anything more than, here, I'll give you a third because I really like Wan'Dale Robinson. Like, if Shane's in the league, you might be able to get a third for one of those guys if that's Shane's flavor of the week. But if it's not, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, hey, you know what? There we go. We got through it. First deal in the books. On to the next one. Thank you, Laughing Lizard, for getting in here nice and early. And speaking of getting here nice and early, but we'll start with a little Tanner here. So 12-team Superflex, start 11, 1.75 tight end premium. It's a lineup league. We got Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, and Bo Nix, and JJ McCarthy. Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Awesome. Genty, BTJ, Rice, Ayuk. Ayuk, Emeka Ibuka, Myers, Keon Coleman, Christian Kirk, Kyle Williams, and Loveland. Has all his picks plus 326 seconds, a 26 third, but a less than 1% chance to make the playoffs. So Tanner, trade McCarthy in a second for Ladd, or trade Nix for Ladd and Judy. Also, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I might have to send a small piece back. I mean, yeah, like Shane on this team, right? Like, you have the plethora of quarterbacks. You got to find a way to use them. If I can move that to Ladd,
This is someone bailing you out. So let's look at which one do we like better, really, at this point. So Nix for Ladd and Judy, I think I prefer that. I don't have to add anything to Nix, and I'm getting something back with them. So yeah, absolutely. I'll do Ladd and Judy.
Okay.
McCarthy in a second. Yeah, I'm not, because I don't want to add a second to JJ in this league, because a second, I know we were just making fun of seconds because Laughing Lizard had 860 of them, but in a 12 by 11, that second is more than valuable. It's even more valuable is what I was trying to say in English. So yeah, I like the deal. I don't know about a less than 1% chance to make the playoffs. That feels wrong to me.
Yeah, I guess so. And I mean, yeah, you have all those seconds already. So yeah, I'm not going to send a second if it gets the deal done and it makes sense. Right. But Scott, so you have BTJ, Rice, Ayuk, Ibuka, Myers, Coleman, Kirk, Kyle Williams. Let's say you add Ladd and Judy to this. What are you doing with the wide receiver room and anything else on these deals that have been presented?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the bailout is the right term, because you are in a pickle. When I see a team like this, I typically won't not trade with them, but I think there is an analysis that you have to go through. Like, if I do give them we're not giving them just a couple pieces, right? We're giving them a top 12, top 15 receiver plus another starter for something that this team absolutely is going to capture. Realistically, Ty, how much war are you capturing out of Bo Nix or McCarthy on this team? I mean, you're jamming Hurts and Daniels in there every week they're playing, right? So any positives from Nix, unless Hurts is playing in a blizzard or Daniels is injured, it's like the odds you capture much, right,
from the rest of your league.
And quarterback, that's easier to do than other positions. But if the league kind of just freezes you out and says, hey, this guy has 4 of the top 15, 18 quarterbacks, but he's also not a contender, it's almost better for the rest of the league to have you parked over there in the corner and you're not playing at the big boy table. Mm-hmm. So this deal probably pisses a couple other managers off, because now I'm looking at your lineup going,
I got you bailed out.
You got Genty, now you got BTJ, Rice, and Judy, and Ladd. And we still are throwing in guys like, I'm not excited to start some of these players, but I can now live with throwing in a Jacoby Myers or a Keon Coleman, waiting for Ibuka or Ayuk to come back. And you have the seconds. Like, you could easily package Ayuk in a second to go get a year mercenary running back or something like that. And maybe your chances of making the playoffs are up to 40, 50%. Like, it can't be 1% if you get this deal done, right? It's got to go up.
Right. Could I take Judy Coleman in a second, go get Kyron Williams? Could I send, a Keon in a second, try to get Chuba, like something like that, where I can just build it out a little bit more, take some of that wide receiver value, kick it out. Any other ideas hit you here, Shane?
Sorry.
Trade. Once the dam's broke, can you just trade another quarterback now?
Yeah, I mean, really, I still got
Right.
Daniel, Hurts, and McCarthy. Now, what can I sell McCarthy for? Can I sell McCarthy for a first and a second? Or I mean, I guess you guys would want a quarterback back. So can I trade McCarthy for first and Daniel Jones?
I don't need a QB back. If I could package McCarthy with another one of these players for a first and a second, a guy I can't sell for a second, maybe like Christian Kirk and McCarthy for a first and second, like, kills two birds with one stone. I'll pick up two backup
So-
QBs. My backup QBs start to become
So now you're
my third.
Okay. So you've joined my side of the world where we go, fuck it. We have two quarterbacks. That's all we need.
Well, Shane, if you're gonna go to the strategy of like hoarding quarterbacks, you don't trade the first one. Once you trade the fourth quarterback, you might as well trade the third, because directionally here's the problem with this deal. You're losing more by trading away that quarterback in Knicks than you're ever getting back in the trade. And the rest of your league mates are going to think, damn, you actually just got bailed out. Like, both sides are in a weird spot right now because you do have a stranglehold on the QB market a little bit.
I would say getting Ladd and Judy back is getting more than enough back for Knicks. That's more than enough. Yeah, like, you definitely got bailed out. You got he's a top 12 dynasty wide receiver at this point. He's up there.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm thinking here, like, yes, you are keep away with the rest of your managers, but like you said, Scott, like, I'm thinking like in HVV or Royal Rumble, any of these leagues, you know, if the guys that have those good players are not in contention, you can keep them. I'm not worried at all. Go ahead and house them. But here is, can I maybe take that advantage and turn that into another advantage elsewhere? So, you know, could I take McCarthy and Loveland? Could I get to Trey McBride? You know, could I get Kittle and a pick? You know, something like that where I can find another upgrade, another, you know, feel better about my lineup elsewhere. Like, but yeah, you have some nice pieces. People like a lot of these pieces on your team. So you're definitely able to pivot around and, you know, tier up in other places. So go have some fun, Tanner. Thank you for getting that one in. Dynasty Mark brings the 10-team start 10 1.5 tight end premium. We got Burrow, Mahomes, Saquon, Cans, Chase, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, T. Higgins, Jaden Reed. We got Hunter Henry in Cans. 104, 108. We got two 26 first. So Mark gives 104, a 26 first, a 27 first, and a 23rd or 26 third for Puka and Kyron. Yes, screams Shane from the mountaintops. Yeah, I mean, well, Shane, I know Puka's involved, so you're definitely intrigued there, but you know, 26, 27 first. Some people don't want to trade those futures at all, Shane. Like, at all.
I get it, and I'm captain. Look, let's not mortgage our future. It's a 10 by 10. Real quick though, go back to the because I got all horny and just shot my load. But so he's already got Chase, JJ, AJ Brown. So I guess Higgins, I'm sorry guys.
Shane hits accept, and then he's like, "Oh, let me go look at my team."
Wait a minute. So now this means I have to sit Reed. I'm sitting Higgins because it's only start 10, right?
Yes.
It is super flex. I don't see that anywhere.
Yes.
I assume it's super flex.
Yeah, with Burrow and Mahomes, I'm guessing.
Okay, so I have to start two of those dudes. I have to start two running backs. That's four. So I could start five wide receivers. If I can start five wide receivers, Chase, JJ, AJ Brown, Puka, and then Higgins, yeah, I'll just beat people's face in with a gorilla hammer. Stronger than a regular hammer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Scott, talk about the flexibility here. Because I mean, 1-4, 2 first. I don't know if they're your own or someone else's first, but like, I mean, you're getting Puka and Kyron though, and a 10 by 10, and it's all about hammers. But again, we're in June, so how do you generally approach this shallow of a league, like a 10 by 10? And would you rather keep kind of the picks, the flexibility, or lock in those hammers today on a team like this?
At first, I was thinking, okay, do we need to make this deal as it is constructed? But I'm leaning towards being with Shane. I would do it because I know I already need Kyron Williams on this team, right? I don't love trading a first for a guy like that, but you're getting a little credit back on the Puka side because it's basically less than a first for Kyron. A 10 by 10, Puka's easily worth 104 and a 26 first or something like that. So I'm sure the other managers like, I'll trade Puka to you, but like you need to give me some credit for that Kyron too, which is why this deal probably works. You still have the 108. 108, you're still probably locking in Caleb Johnson. Maybe. I think 108, yeah, he's mathematically going to be there. So I'm fine. Whatever I get at 108, I'm still in the safe zone. And the reason I'm willing to do it is in a 10 by 10 tie, I'm not swayed future value wise by quarterbacks. 12 by 10, I'm going to be a little tighter with my picks because there's might be a chance I need a quarterback down the road, and picks are where you're going to get them. But here, there could be 4 first-round quarterbacks next year, and I'm looking at my Burrow, Mahomes, and I'm like, dude, I'm not excited to draft next year's Michael Penix. That doesn't hold the same weight. And here I'm getting a clear upgrade in Kyron in my lineup, a clear top 10 receiver or better in Puka. And I still have the 108. What I would then do is I'd turn around and go, can I move Jaden Reed for a second and a third, something like that? Can I do something else to give myself more shots? This is a 10-teamer. The one thing about 10-teamers is the 203 is a good pick. The 205 is a good pick. Like, can I collect those? Maybe I get one thrown back in this deal, and it still works. Maybe I get an extra second down the road thrown in. Maybe I can get another second and third for Jaden Reed, and then guess what I have? The ability to kind of like backfill my team. Now that I don't have these firsts anymore, I have the ability to backfill my team with some fresh new players next year, because I'm going into next year. I'm still going Burrow, Mahomes, JJ, Chase, Puka. Like, sure, AJ Brown or Saquon may fall a little bit. Like 70, 80% of my team's intact for multiple years. So yeah, I'm doing this. I'm doing it, Mark. Great deal. That's why you build up those pieces.
You got 226 first. One goes in the deal. I mean, if you want to call Kyron a 26 first, sure. And then what you're looking at a Hunter or a Tedder or a McMillan and a 27 first for Puka. I know Shane's doing that, but I mean, on the other side of the deal too, again, like you're getting young players, you're getting picked, this feels like a deal that could happen, pretty dang easy in your league. So good stuff, Mark. Good trade. We got another one from Mark here. Last week, y'all went over my deal, CD and a third for Worthy, 103 and 19. Yes, sir, we did. Ended up taking Hunter at 103 and then trading 109, a 27 second and a third for Kamara, Kelsey, and a 27 first. Lineup is now Hurts, JD5, Kyler, Gibbs, JT, Kamara, B-Rob, Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, Worthy, Hunter, McLaurin, Diggs, McBride, Kittle, Kelsey. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with this because I think I'm going to be reviewing this one on the All Gas Trade Show tomorrow. Make sure you tune in, check it out. But I mean, yeah, it feels like a free Kelsey to me, honestly. What was it? 109, 27 second, 20 and a third for Kamara, Kelsey, and a 27 first.
I mean, you could say the 27 second, sure, that's Kelsey. The 109 for Kamara, sure, you overpaid a little bit for Kamara, but then you got a first back, which just covers all bases. You did good.
Yeah, you did good, kid. Yeah, so like I said, check out old AGTS tomorrow. We'll hit up that one a little more, Mark, but I know Scott's chomping at the bit to get to another trade here. So 12-team Superflex, start 10. It's a PPR league. We got Lamar, Allen, Dart, and 9 other quarterbacks. This is a Scott roster right here. Let's go. Chase, AJ Brown, Hill, Caleb Johnson, cans everywhere else. Okay. Bryce says cashed the last 5 years, but have a 4% chance to make playoffs. So we liquidated Terry McLaurin, old F1, Isaiah Pacheco, and Monty for 110, which turned into Caleb, 26 seconds, and Woody Marks. Should I keep going with AJ Brown and Hill? I'll get through just the rest of this last comment here. So basically AJ Brown for Jaden Higgins and a first, be in the ballpark, or should I shoot higher? If I can get any first for Hill, I'm snapping that. The league activity is mid. So Scott, 2-second answer. Hill, any first, yes or no?
Yes, with what you've already done, yes.
Yes, excellent. Like he cashed the last 5 years, so that's nice. You've milked that cash cow, good work, and now looking to kind of pivot out. So Terry, Pacheco, Monty for 110, 2 seconds, and Woody Marks. How do you kind of break that one down, Scott?
I mean, I necessarily wouldn't sell Pacheco and Monty for any second on some rosters, but other rosters, like if I have excess or a roster like this, it's a fair price, right? Like it's very much, it is a commodity-based market when you're talking about those types of players. Does the person buying them need them? And does the person selling them need them? And if those two things meet, then a deal gets done at this price point. So you're fine with those. You got the 110 for Terry McLaurin, and you also got Woody Marks thrown in. Like that's a square deal, but it fits your direction. So I'd say the extrinsic value adds to your side. So great deal for you there. I would continue with the other players. You have the framework of a couple pieces you can build around, like Lamar and Allen. When I have that, I can really strip it down and go, I'm building behind Lamar, Allen, Chase, and Caleb Johnson, and I'll find what is it, a start 10?
Step
Like,
10, yeah.
here's the thing. Like, you could kind of go through and go, okay, I'm planning for the future, but you might be shocked, even if you trade Tyreek. Like, you look up and you're like, my team's kind of still there, but I'm guessing this might be one of those where it's top heavy in the league just based on what he already said. So, like, he's not going in the right direction, but you're not you can't tank this team to the bottom. So it's almost like you have no choice but to say, well, I'm stuck between 3rd and 7th place. And if it looks like I'm trending to not be 3rd, might as well try to make the playoffs. You know what I mean? You never know when I get lucky. When I have Lamar, Allen, and Chase and AJ Brown, it's hard for me to go, well, wait till 2026 when those guys are putting up, all top of their position. And I'm going, yeah, my team's in 10th place. I hate to see that. So I would kind of half-ass compete, but I'd plan for next year.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because when you see a quarterback room like that, the floor is too high. It's not going to work to try to kick that. So if you're going to make a deal, if you're going to go down that path, you kind of got to consider going all the way down that path. And if I have Dart and 9 other quarterbacks, this could be a team where you could look at moving off one of those elite guys if you really wanted to do that, right? But until that happens, I'm not, like, we talked about Isaiah Worthy and a 20 and a 112. Worthy and 112 for AJ Brown in voice chat. And I was like, we kind of talked about that. Like, hey, it depends what it is, but that's probably a fair price. And, you lock in the guy. Jaden Higgins and a 26 first, unless I'm really convicted on that first, I'm not doing that. I'm keeping my AJ Brown in this format. Shocker, Ty DeClaire keeps AJ Brown. But, again, you kind of have to go all the way if you're going to do that, in my opinion, because of the team you have. Right, you could try to let's play the value game, go down, get a first, and then you have the 106 and a couple first, and you wish you had the players that you maybe moved away. So, Shane, anything else on this one?
No, I mean, you kind of Scott kind of hit the point. This reload, whatever, probably won't take long. So that's why I'm not moving AJ Brown for Higgins and a random first. It's not enough for me, because I might be in a position next year where I'm like, oh crap, I'm competing. I wish I had AJ Brown, and I don't think I'll be getting him for a first and Jaden Higgins, who's flamed out by that point.
Yeah, and if I have 3 players that I can hit the button and get 3 first for most times, I'm not that worried about kind of the future right now. Like, I feel good about where I'm at. So
yeah,
go have some fun, Bryce.
I think one strategy here that, I mean, it really is like an advanced trade strategy, is you already have to do some work to get that first for Tyreek, right? Tell the guy, hey, I'll give you AJ Brown for Higgins in the first, but you also give me your 27 first for Tyreek. Now you're doubling down. It's actually making their roster more fragile, which is probably making that 27 first even more valuable, because you've cleaned the clock of that manager. They are now all in. The next 2 years of their team are tied up in this trade. You've gutted their flexibility. Now, if AJ Brown and Tyreek smash for the next 2 years, that's probably a late first and you lost. But you kind of forced their hand by saying, okay, I'll do the deal over here that I'm not quite sure I want to do, but you have to give me the bone here by giving me your first and 27 for Tyreek, because that manager is going to go, I want the AJ Brown deal, but man, that 27 first for Tyreek, if that goes wrong, I'm in trouble now. Your problem that you had now becomes his problem or her problem, because they've given you all their flexibility. So kind of force their hand a little bit. And if they don't see it, they don't see it.
Do you think you could parlay that a little bit with like that Jackson Dart on the roster too? Like, how would you use a Jackson Dart on a team like this? Or Scott?
I mean, sit and wait probably until at least he's starting. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of antithetical if you said, okay, I'm now trying to move Jackson Dart plus something to get back into, I don't know, like AJ Brown. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'd sit on it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, certainly, listen, you got a team with Jamar, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. That's 3/10 of the way to an awesome starting lineup, but it's really like 5 starters.
Yeah,
so,
I was just going to say, you can't, there's no way you could tank to the bottom.
Right.
Just off those 3. There's literally no way you could do it unless you put I'm starting dudes that aren't even playing this week. That's the only way it could happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Thanks, Bryce. Appreciate the old question there in the chat. And again, you get in here early, you get the trades on the show. So make sure you keep your eyes out for that link when it drops Friday morning. Mike, Give us a two-parter here. We got a 12-team Superflex start 10. It's a tight end premium and it's a PPR league. We traded, I'm assuming, James Cook and DK Metcalf for Tet McMillan. Cool. So the team is Kyler, May, Milrow, Judkins, running backs on a 53. We got Ladd, we got Hunter, we got, of course, Tet, Reed, Keon, Laporta, Terrace Ferguson, 226 firsts, and all futures. That's it for this part. We'll go into part 2 after that. Shane, James Cook, DK Metcalf, Ted or McMillan. I am not a James Cook guy. I don't know why. I truly don't. I'm just not. I accept my bias there. I'm just not a James Cook guy. But we talked about 20 touchdowns on the touchdowns last year, right? So people are probably trying to move off of that James Cook, try to move that value. DK Metcalf feels like a very, very flat tier wide receiver right now. Just someone that you'd want to probably do something with, but finding someone that's motivated to take on that DK might be a little tough. You get into Tet, the mystery box of Tet. Is that the deal you're making?
Yeah, I like to shoot upside, right? So what's DK? I don't give a fuck if he's in Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers now. Like, dude, he is what he is. He's a wide receiver too, which that's fine. He's a low end wide receiver too. He's replaceable. Tet could be that, but I'll shoot the mystery box and go for it. And there's no way James Cook, we talked about on voice chat on the way home. It's almost impossible to see that James Cook is going to get 20 touchdowns again, unless he's LaDainian Tomlinson. And I meant to look it up earlier, but I didn't. Where did he finish last year, even with those 20 touchdowns?
Oh, I don't have it in front of me. I don't know if
why don't you know that off the top of your head? He finished as the running back 11. How do you do that? In 18 total touchdowns, so not 20, 18. How do you have 18 total touchdowns and you were the running back 11? You know what that tells me? You're not good at other stuff. And I like James Cook a lot. I just don't like him as much as 18 touchdowns would suggest. That's not happening again. So you're paying too much, probably. You plug it into a calculator, you lost. I know you did. I don't care what a calculator says. I don't even believe in math. So I'll go ahead and just hold on to I'll take Tet here. I'll take Tet. I'll take the shot on Tet.
Yeah, I like Tet in your wide receiver room here. Again, like adding a DK, I just feel like I might have headaches between DK, Reed, Keon. Do you have Judkins, any running back on a 53? James Cook doesn't make or break that construction, and you have 226 in all futures. You can always patch and put together a running back room when you need to in a 12 by 10.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, Cook, DK for Tet. The upside in Tet, the move.
Yeah, I think we have to be realistic about, James Cook's value right now is a little depressed and soured because of his camp holdout, although he's going to play. He has no choice.
I don't even think it's that. I think people just realize he's not scoring 18 touchdowns again.
It's not that. It's that he holds, after this holdout, zero sexiness ever again. He's David Montgomery, you hope, where he has no trade value outside of what can he do for my roster. And there's a world where I would use a piece like Tet to get 2 starters like this, even if they're low-end flex plays or my third running back, but it has to be a team where that is my goal to do. Otherwise, I'm taking the Tet side. We don't have the context of the other roster that's doing this trade, but this is one of those deals where you could see where you take the 2 for 1. If I put another player inside this deal and I said, okay, I'm going to put in Josh Jacobs and Jordan Addison, someone might go, you know what? I like those 2 players. I'm going to do that deal. So I think it's really just the players that I may not think are exactly the 2 I'd go after, but the process I'm cool with. But I could also see, hey, DK and James Cook, or what do we call them? What's the new term? They're destination players, right? Once you have them, you're praying somebody gives you a deal like this and you're getting it here. So, yep, I'm good with it.
I agree. Change the names. I can see myself doing it. And you know when I do this deal, Scott? Week 14, when I'm gearing up for the playoffs and I know what I need to add onto my roster, I do a deal like this with that Tet. Yeah. Anything else in this one, Shane? This particular part from Mike?
No, I think we can move on to part 2.
Oh, part 2. Oh, I like the French. Have 4 out of 5 ownership of Laporta, looking to offload 1. In talks of 2 potential deals for Laporta, Keon package. So again, 12-team Superflex tight end premium. I'm going to assume 1.5, but so we have Stroud for Laporta straight up. So let's start there. Kyler, May, Milrow. Are you doing Laporta for Stroud straight up on this team?
Have I already moved Kyler or May?
Not yet.
Okay, probably not, because
Okay.
we've all tried to trade Kyler, and you're not moving Kyler. He's a not a destination piece. He's a land pipe. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. He's a lamp post. There you go. He's not moving. There you go.
If you were in Philadelphia, you're getting greased up after a big game. Yeah,
exactly.
Got you. Okay. Scott, Stroud for Laporta.
I don't care if I have 6 quarterbacks, I'm smashing. I'll give you Sam Laporta for CJ Stroud. And then I'll turn around and say, okay, any of my quarterbacks are on the block. Can I get better than Sam Laporta? That's all I'm hoping for.
Mark Andrews. I will give you Mark Andrews for Kyler Murray.
And you know what? The league may react to you immediately trying to move another quarterback when you trade for Stroud. Yeah. Give it a month.
But
people forget that you got Sam Laporta is closer to just any old tight end. If he settles in somewhere in the top 5 to 12 for the next couple of years, sure. I have no problem trading him away and saying in a 1.5 premium, which I assume that's what this is because he says just tight end premium.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roster construct around not having the tight end 5 Sam Laporta, and I'll figure it out. I now have a third quarterback. Here's what it allows me to do. I said this in voice chat the other day. I have a couple teams that have 3 top 12 quarterbacks. You know what that allows me to do? If I can't move one for one of the deals we talked about earlier, I'm out of the backup quarterback game on that roster. I don't need 10 of those guys. I'll roster way more running backs. I'll take some random shots on hopium guys that I normally wouldn't roster. It's a cascade effect. But, I mean, that's where you can take the value, and the other moves you make around it can enhance the fact that you just got CJ Stroud or Sam Laporta in a league where, Shane, you and I wouldn't bat an eye trading away a tight end, any tight end in this format, even Bowers or McBride. McBride's closer to Stroud here than Laporta is. So, yeah, I'm doing this.
Yeah, I mean, no, but just my point was, what am I doing with the quarterback now that I have 3 of them? When you're talking, I don't need 3 starters in that range. But yeah, to your point, like I take Stroud on and then I go, all right, what can I get for Stroud? And we have seen that, not a lot, but sometimes when you make a deal for a player, you trade it Laporta for Stroud, someone in your league is inevitably going to go, oh, I would have given you more for him. And then you go, well, I have him now. So if you would like, please send me more. So, yeah.
Now, Scott, so you're taking Stroud over Laporta. Do you prefer Stroud or do you prefer Loveland, Dart, and a 26 second on Mike's team?
I like the value of this deal too, right? I think there's a lot of people that would go Loveland and Laporta.
I do. I like, and that was so I saw the next part of that deal and I like that part actually better. Loveland and Dart.
And if I can turn around and then move Dart, because here's the thing, this deal from an optics standpoint, it looks less aggressive to your league if you do this deal. They see you get Stroud and they go, I'm not trading with this asshole. I'm not giving him a stud for one of his quarterbacks. But you get Dart, you can then go, okay, I just got Loveland and I replaced Loveland with Laporta, and it was Coleman in a second. So I'd be willing to take the second for Keon Coleman too. So that's another win in the deal. Now I have this Dart. Like I haven't lost anything at tight end, right? But I might be able to actually go to somebody and, hey, you want to give me I'll give you a third and Dart. Give me your 27 first. And now the deal is like Loveland and a first for Laporta, which I like even more than the Stroud deal given my roster construction. So I'm kind of curious what you can do with that Dart, because if you can move him for something less threatening, I see Ty shaking his head like you're more likely to go, okay, that was a solid trade, right? But you're not trying to bash people over the head with the quarterback studs now. Like someone maybe more willing to give you another starter for Dart, and you're not a threat anymore. Like you're not kind of screwing the league over by now price enforcing at quarterback.
Yeah. Because I feel like there are leagues that you will get frozen out after, you go down this path. So, I mean, a Dart fits your roster really nice because at least early season, let's say you get them and you're not able to trade them. Early season, you're not tempted to start him at all. But there's a really good reality where every Sunday you're looking at your lineup, you're like, man, am I starting Stroud? Am I starting May? What am I doing? And I also love how in all these deals that Keon Coleman was added in here doesn't really factor into that. If I can use Coleman to get a deal done, I'm just doing that in pretty much any of my leagues. Maybe I'm just not high on what Coleman could be in Buffalo, but he is he's a means to an end for me. Shane, do you have any other players like that?
No, I completely didn't even notice Keon Coleman because he doesn't matter. Sure, I mean, again, he could be a wide receiver 3. That's fine, but whatever. Do people feel threatened by you guys when you make trades? Feel like you're threatening them?
So Ty and I sometimes share a dynasty brain. When I see someone do a deal like this, my mind goes, I look a little side eye over there. Like, okay, now that guy just traded for a third, especially if it's somebody that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Ty just traded for a third top 12 quarterback. Like, what is up his sleeve?
Wait, but Stroud is not a top 12 quarterback.
At dynasty value wise, he is.
Is he?
Yes. Now he's in the range of the. I don't think a lot of people are tearing off their T-Law or Dak or Baker to go get that Stroud. But on paper, you now have three top 12 quarterbacks. And I'm looking at Ty going, what is Ty doing? You know what I'm not thinking? Man, I need a quarterback. Let me go give my BTJ for his Drake May. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking to help him now. If anything, I'm hoping the rest of the league goes, all right, let's just stick Ty with these 3 QBs and let's see how that works for him. That's why I kind of like that second deal.
We're in leagues together. There's not a lot of hive mind where people are like, all right, we're freezing out Scott now. Now, would it be a good idea? Probably. It'd probably be a really good idea. Ty, we're in a couple leagues together with Scott, and I think we should freeze him out. But the rest of the league isn't doing that because,
correct.
I mean, what's it? You act in your own self-disinterest. That is not the way that you're supposed to say that. But a lot of people just don't even act in their own interest only because it's in spite of someone else. So, like, we're not going to work together. We're not. Absolutely not. I can't even get you to work together with me in a league where it would be beneficial for us to make a trade.
We will get a deal done.
Beat me in the head with pipe and steal my players. So that's what I'm just saying. Like, there's not a lot of not many leagues do people have that hive mindset where they're like, all right, let's Voltron up against these dudes or this dude.
We will get a deal done, Shane. I think that the timing of this deal and then trying to do the subsequent deal right away is what screws you over. I think if time adjusts, maybe over a couple weeks' time, then there might be somebody that goes, you know what? I will go pay up for Drake May. And then the offer's in your inbox. But not the day after you get CJ Stroud. It might take a little bit of time, but eventually, if you're just a reasonable person that hasn't pissed off the whole league where they want to freeze you out, you will find a reasonable deal, I think.
And you do have plenty of time, right? Especially for a quarterback like Drake May. Yep. CJ Stroud, who was the third one? I'm sorry, Kyler. Well, not Kyler, but he's not. There's nothing he can do to increase his value at this point. But CJ and May, there's going to be plenty of time between now and the NFL season kicking off about how great they look. CJ, how he's going to bounce back. May, how he's got a great connection with Steph Diggs, and Jalen Polk's going to look so much better this year, et cetera, et cetera.
Man. Whole lot of pipe talk on the Dynasty Deal Show tonight. So Good work, everybody. We got another one from Mike there, but we might come back to that one. J Lau got us. He got roasted in the wake up chat for this one, but wanted to add some context. So it's a 12-team start 10 super flex, no tight end premium, quarterback scoring slightly nerfed, only 6 over 20 points per game. So the team is Burrow, Kyler, Saquon, Jacobs, Kamara, Pacheco, AJ Brown, Marv, DK, Ayuk, and Andrews. So the deal gave Nix, Odunze, 1-3, 2-6, 3-6, and 3-12. We got Jefferson in a top 5 26 first. Wanted to get a hammer wide receiver, but knew he had to overpay to get an elite one. I see the word Connor in there. I don't know if that's supposed to mean James Conner or if he's trying to call you out, Scott Connor.
Nope, James Conner.
I mean, if you're getting James Conner back in this deal, like, Scott, like if I said what Bo Nix, what Bo Nix and 1-3 for Jefferson, are you saying boo to that?
Well, I'm not surprised he got kind of bashed in the wake up chat just because it's not going to be a group that necessarily is nuanced to when he says it's depressed quarterback scoring, right? Now, Nick still has some value, but the quarterback approach in your league is probably going to be a little different when it's like that versus if you're in some of these crazy scoring leagues where quarterback scoring is super high. So I think it's a fair price. It's also, listen, I could see the person with Jefferson going, you know what? I need a quarterback. I might have to use J Jets to get the quarterback. I'm also getting Odunze back. And I'm getting a top 3 pick this year, which I know exactly what it's going to be. It could be Cam Ward. It could be Travis Hunter. It could be a running back. Yes, I have to give up that 26 first, but I'd rather have the top 3 pick this year than the potential top 5 pick next year. And then I got Connor, got rid of him, and I added 3 other picks, which I'm probably going to draft at least 2 running backs in this class. Like, I can see the other side going, I want to make this deal. At the same time, like, looking at what he already has again. Burrow and Kyler, right? Like, you were in a jam and you ended up with a pick that turned you into a high contender now because you got that first back in your pocket and you were going to spend that on what? Travion Henderson, Ted McMillan, like on this team. Not saying it's redundant, but like both teams won this deal. I could easily see the other side saying, I like the package that I got. I had to trade J-Jets, but look what I got. I got Bo Nix, I got Rome, and I got, a top 3 pick.
Yeah, if you're going to be rebuilding off the back of a player, that's kind of what you need, right? You need a quarterback, a high-end pick, and then a wide receiver that is top 15 in Dynasty. So even if you didn't believe in Rome Odunze on the other side, you'd immediately go, all right, who wants Rome Odunze? Like I couldn't get 2 firsts off this guy because he didn't have them, but who wants to give me a first and something else for Rome Odunze? That said, yeah, you're getting Jefferson in a top 526 pick. So the top 25-6, however you want to look at this, the top 25-6, the top 5 2026 pick just wipes out the 103, right? Jefferson over Nix, yeah. So maybe Jefferson for Nix and Odunze. Is that an overpay for Jefferson? It doesn't feel like it.
I don't think it is, man, because I'm sitting here, I'm like 103.26 for the 26 first and James Conner.
Okay.
Right? Like, okay, fine. On a team in a league with depressed QB scoring, on this team with the quarterbacks I have, I'm absolutely sending my Nix, Odunze, and a couple thirds for Justin freaking Jefferson.
Yeah.
JLo, I don't know why you were roasting in the chat. Well, Scott kind of pointed out maybe why, but you're amongst friends at the Dynasty Deal Show. I think this is a great deal for you.
Yeah, we're the degenerates. Yes,
we are. We know what we're doing.
Degens.
Got a couple minutes. We got like 13 minutes left here, people. Okay, so we're gonna keep it moving. Roy, it's a 12 by 12 super flex lineup. It's a 2 tight end and a 0.5 tight end premium. It's a 1 point. I'm gonna say this again: 1 point for a rushing first down. Okay, note that. Caleb, Allen, JJ McCarthy, Henderson, Judkins, Harvey, Scadaboo, Woody Marks, JSN, Tet, Worthy, Rome Odunze, McBride, Pitts, Warren, Loveland, Kraft, all the damn tight ends. Let's go. Trade away JJ McCarthy, Hendo, and Pitts for Tua, Marv, and 226 seconds. Trying to take value from quarterback to a position of need of wide receiver. Trading with a contender who has the strongest wide receiver room, but has Tua as their current quarterback too. Roy, I'm going to tell you something here. Start 2 tight end and a 1 point per rushing first down. I don't feel great sending 2 running backs that I just drafted that people like, and Pitts is Pitts, but he's a tight end in a two tight end league. I don't feel great about that. But Scott, Marv, Tua in 226 seconds, you're maybe addressing some needs. Like, how do you feel there?
Yeah, this is one initially I was like, I don't mind it given your roster construction, but now we're looking at the scoring a little bit more. If it was me, I don't necessarily want the Tua value back here. That's the first thing that I have a little bit of a gripe with. I'm also trading away in this format a quarterback that I could easily see if he comes out and has a couple good games. I mean, JJ McCarthy is Drake May. You know what I mean? Like the path is there to where I kind of want to see that through before just accepting this. We're also giving away Trey Henderson in this deal. And like him or not, like if there's a format to keep Kyle Pitts at any sort of value, it's this format. Like that's not just a throw in because I don't really like him. I get it. We have Warren, we have Loveland, we have Kraft. I'd probably take the other side of this deal. Honestly, if this is what took me away from my Marvin Harrison, I'm actually okay doing this deal if the other side is in a pinch at quarterback because they're getting 2 very useful pieces as well. Plus the rushing first down thing, and you're giving away a running back that was RB3 or 4 in this class. I don't like it, but I also feel where, he was probably searching around to get rid of his excess for stuff that he needed, and he could not get that. Hey, how about just JJ McCarthy for Marvin Harrison straight up, and I'll throw in Pitts, something like that. But I would have been more patient. It's June.
Yeah. Shane, I know that 1 point per rushing first down is sticking in your craw as well.
Yeah, because I mean, even if Hendo's not gonna be, he's gonna be in some type of committee with Ramondre Stevenson, and I think most of us would believe that Ramondre Stevenson's probably going to get the Bulls' share of rushing first downs on that team, but Hendo's still going to get them. Yeah, and it's a point per game, or point per.
It's a point per game, yes.
Point per rushing first down. I mean, he's probably going to get you, I don't know, 3 points per game just on first downs. Yeah, I don't want to do it. I like, yeah, sure. Can I give you JJ McCarthy for Marv? I'll add to JJ McCarthy if you really need me to. You do need a quarterback because you have freaking Tua. So let me help you out, my man. But what was our quarterback room? I'm sorry. Go back to the voice.
Yeah. So
we had
Josh Allen and JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, I don't even need Tua back, whatever. I'll be like, here, I'm going to help you out. Now you have multiple options at quarterback. You take my McCarthy, who some people really, really like. And you give me back that Marv guy, and I'll throw in a second. Yes, because you need a quarterback. You do. We're a perfect match. We are.
I think I'm starting with, Caleb Williams is going out there. Caleb for J-Jets, Caleb for Jamar, Caleb for CD. I'm going down the line. I mean, I just moved this morning. I moved Caleb Williams in a similar deal. Caleb Williams for Nico Collins and George Kittle in a 2 tight end.
Well,
I threw in some peripheral stuff.
I mean, you have
the point
try.
is,
everyone's not going to be able to find someone that's.
But the point is, before I just sell McCarthy for this, you have Josh Allen. Like, I guarantee he wanted to move McCarthy because he doesn't know what McCarthy is and doesn't feel good about it. Feels a lot better about Caleb.
Yeah.
But if McCarthy's good and you end up moving Caleb for Puka, all of a sudden, like, your team's even better. You know what I mean? Because you didn't settle for this deal where you gave away 2 additional starters. So just a thought.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what else could I do? Because, like, if it's like JJ McCarthy and like Romo Doomsday, like, I feel like I can do a lot with that. Or I could go JJ McCarthy. Could I get into Terry McLaurin in a first, Jalen Waddle in a first, like Pickens and something? Like, I feel like there's other ways I maybe could have approached it versus it almost like doing a little bit too much with the running backs. And I like to play to the format when I'm in these kind of like, these interesting leagues when it's, a start 3 running backs, when it's a point per first down, when it's start 2 tight end. Like, I want to lean into that and really make my other, people that I'm playing against scramble a little bit if I can. So, Roy, I wouldn't do that, but, I think you're on the right path there of trying to figure out what to do with that JJ McCarthy. Hit us up. You got us in the DMs. We'll be able to, maybe get some other ideas flowing there for you. But thanks for getting one on the show there. Max. 10 team start 11 Superflex 1.5 tight end premium. It's a 6-point passing touchdown and a 0.25 for a first down. Got Dak and Bryce Young. We got Christian McCaffrey, Javonte, Najee, and Tajee Spears. We got Puka, Ladd, DJ Moore, and Jacoby Myers. Shaheed. We got McBride, Kittle, and Njoku, the Joker. Trade 1. Give 104, a 26 first, and the 204. And likely, you get the 101, the 301, and Godwin. So, Scott, 104, 104, and the 104, 26 first for 101 and Godwin? And then it's a 2-4 and likely for a 301?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 10 by 11. So you adjust that down to a 12-teamer. You're looking at like a 12 by 8.5, 12 by 9. Point per first down. So, I mean, give me Genty over any running back I'm taking at 104. Like, just getting to him 104 and a 26 first is easy for the 101. And then you're also getting back a 301 and Chris Godwin. I mean, I'm like, likely in the 204. Then I look at your tight ends and I go, you don't even list Isaiah Likely because you have 3 guys ahead of him. Like, you're trading from excess. Max, do the deal. That you're getting bailed out by whoever's taking this because they're letting you basically trade from your extra shit to get like the premier non-quarterback skill player. And really, Genty's probably more valuable than, wouldn't you say, Ty, any quarterback and almost any receiver because of the format? I mean, like, that's like going to the very top of a startup board and you gave up a 3rd, a 7th, and a 10th round startup pick to get the 101. So yeah, I'm smashing this. No more debate.
No. Yeah.
What the dog doing?
Yeah. Shane, we got trade 2. We got give Puka, give Bryce Young, and we get Mahomes, Devontae Smith, and the 402.
No,
Shaking your head. It's not really what I want to do with my Puka, you know?
No, you got absolutely beaten the brains with that. Like, you got kicked in the nuts, and then when you bent over, they just kneed you in the face. That's terrible.
Did he do it yet? Hopefully not.
Don't do it. No, I'll say this though. Mahomes. No, yeah, I'm trying to talk myself into this. Why it's not as bad as I think it is. I mean, if Mahomes is a top 3 quarterback again, then it works out well, right? Then it was a good deal. But I shouldn't have to pay that price for Mahomes right now because that's not what Mahomes is. Like, I think most people have Mahomes as their QB6. Am I doing math right? It sounds about right, right? The big 4, then Burrow, and then Mahomes. Sure. Yeah, so like I shouldn't have to pay that for the QB6. I understand Puka's got some injury concerns or whatever because he gets injured a lot, but no, I don't like this deal at all. I would not do this.
I mean, when you got the Eagles fans saying no to when Devontae Smith's in the deal, you got to listen to him. But I know Shane's also a big Puka guy, and I'm on your side there. That's not what I want to do with my Puka here. I don't need to get up to Mahomes when I have Dak and Young. Like I'll ride it out. Like Scott, are you doing that any differently?
No, it's not where I want to park one of my elite assets into a quarterback that is not guaranteed to be elite and has only been sporadically elite over the last couple of years. So no, just Mahomes isn't. It's not really an upgrade the way my roster is constructed, you know, like skill player domination is going to rule in a 10-teamer.
Yeah. All right, Lucas, 12 team start 10, Superflex 0.5 PPR, no tight end premium. We have May, Purdy, Geno. We got Derrick Henry, Swift, James Conner, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, Cans. We dealt Omarion Hampton and 2 26 firsts as mid-tier and Eckler and Kittle. Forgot that one.
So we got 2 26 first, Eckler and Kittle, and a 12 by 10 for Hampton.
It's a pretty
tight end premium.
It's a pretty damn nice return PPR for a rookie running back, man.
It is. I mean, it's about how you play, right? So, like, hopefully you can get those picks, and then you could draft Hampton.
Yeah.
The next iteration of him, and then draft the next iteration of Hampton after that, and then trade him again and inception yourself, and just this never-ending loop.
Yeah, I mean, Henry, Swift, Connor, I want to have flexibility there. I want to be able to patch that up in season. I want to go be able to buy the Chuba. I want to go and get last year's Jordan Mason, you know, early on in the season and try to ride that out. I mean, Scott, Hampton, 2 first, Eckler, Kittle.
Here's why it's a smash. We don't have a tight end. We have Brock Purdy. So I've maximized me getting Kittle on this roster. Yeah. I've gotten 2 firsts. I get Eckler back. You never know. I might need to throw Eckler in there once or twice. But I now have 2 firsts. Hampton starts off slow. You probably could go back and get Hampton for less than those 2 firsts. If that manager is going, man, I traded away a lot of points and all my flexibility to get the RB30 through the first month of Omarion Hampton. And that doesn't mean he's bad, but that's too much of a Hampton's just going to become the next Saquon is basically what this player just paid right now. So, yeah, great deal, Lucas. You maximized it.
Last year. Just wanted to keep the flexibility open for the future. Beautiful. Beautiful. Cat. We got Seth Young, 12 team start 10 Superflex PPR. It's a 0.5 or 0.75 tight end premium. It's a 6-point passing touchdown and a 0.15 point per carry. Got Allen, Richardson, Shuck, and Rattler, Saquon, Bucky Irving, CMC Jacobs, Lamb, Hill, Mooney, Otton, Freiermuth, Chig. We got an early to mid 26 first, a second, and none in 2027. Made this trade last week. We gave T-Law a 26 first, a 27 first, a 27 second, and 3 thirds. Just package all them things up. We got Josh Allen and Jordan Mason. All picks projected mid to late. What general moves are you guys looking to make to compete? This one. We can go and get into it, Josh Allen. I think you did it pretty damn well there, Seth. I mean, this is a team where, yes, you get Allen, and that makes having that A-Rich, it makes having that Shuck and Rattler feel a lot better because Allen gives you that flexibility. He's a quarterback and a half, right? Like that gives you the flexibility, and you have hammers everywhere else. So I'm cool with it.
Except a wide receiver.
Sure.
I mean, a wide receiver,
you'll get by with Lamb, Hill, Mooney. Yeah.
It can get ugly really quickly. If Tyreek Hill is what he was last year, and then Derek, sure. If Darnell Mooney is your wide receiver too, like things get real dicey there. So the only thing I'm looking at, and this would be anytime I see Bucky on a team that already has multiple running backs, especially of this elderly age, I'd probably be looking to see what I could get for Bucky. I mean, we saw in the offseason. Oh, wait, we are in the offseason. We saw before rookie drafts that people were able to get like 103, 104 for Bucky. So I would just investigate and poke around and see what I could get for Bucky. I'm not saying you have to do it, but let's just see what's out there.
Yeah. Any other subsequent deals you see there, Scott?
No, I mean, I think you paid the price for Josh Allen. But what that does is it probably allows you to go gross at your QB2. You're going to have to. You don't have stuff to throw around. I mean, you've built a lot of your team around the format, which is point per carry. You're starting 4 running backs every single week. Hell, there's probably weeks you're starting Jordan Mason. If he's getting work, like he's a better flex than probably, I mean, we don't have a good tight end here. We're streaming tight end. Our wide receiver 2 and 3 is shaky. Now, this isn't the format I necessarily need to hold a lot of wide receiver value. But you thinned out your margin, but you actually made it a little easier to play the quarterback room that you already have, because you can't do anything with the QB room you have other than start one of them every week and hope they bridge the gap enough to where your Josh Allen is still an advantage. And it is not, Allen's 25 a game is not making up for Spencer Rattler's 7 a game. And you're going, man, I wish I just had 2 good quarterbacks instead of, a great and a bad one. But you picked your lane and you paid for it. Like, there's a lot of people that would go, dude, I'd give up Allen for T-Law and 2 firsts. If their construction is right, that's a dream deal for some of the QB rooms we've seen tonight, where they have like an Allen, Kyler, May. Like, oh my God, they would take that deal. So I like it. Just move everything around it to fit around that trade. Don't backtrack when it's not working out every week.
No, what I'm not doing is overpaying for CJ Stroud on this roster. I'm riding with it. I've picked my lane. Like you said, we've rolled our dice, bet on Allen. So yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. So that's an hour. There's a couple more in here. Do we want to keep going for a couple more, or what are we saying?
Yeah, let's do them. We'll hit everyone that put their comment in here early. We'll do an extra 10 minutes for them. Let's rip them.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's go to old Josh Quinn here. 12 teams, start 10, 1 PPR. It's a 0.75 tight end premium. Josh Allen, CJ Stroud, Drake May, Tyler Shuck. Got Caleb Genty, Tracy Scadaboo, and Jarquez Hunter with cans. Got Tedor McMillan, Ikbuka, and Marvin Mims, and Kyle Williams. Very, very young wide receiver room. But we got Bowers, Mason Taylor, and Isaiah Likely. Looking to compete after coming in last. Traded May and a third for Nico and Diggs. Good move or not ready to compete? So Nico and Diggs for May and a third on this team. So you have Allen, you have Stroud. So Scott, the quarterback construction still in place. Like you're not going to miss the May, but are you selling a little bit short there on Nico and Diggs? Or again, I'm a pro Nico guy, right? Does Nico fit the bill, especially looking at this wide receiver room?
And Nico is a top 8 wide receiver that's treated like he's not. Yes. Like, just simple as that. He's as good as CD Lamb, scoring wise, maybe not dynasty value wise. Malik Neighbors last year, Brian Thomas Jr. He's not Puka special, but I mean, he's up there. He's elite. The only thing is, does this move your team? Obviously not in and of itself. It doesn't move you towards a playoff. It does really, really make your wide receiver room a ton better, right? But Tet McMillan is still your wide receiver 3, which, I mean, he is a rookie. So a good rookie season from a wide receiver is 10 points per game. But is that a good season for what you would need on this roster? I don't know. I mean, I like it under the auspice and the thought process that you're making more deals after this to add to your roster. Like, all right, now I'm going to go add a Jacoby Myers to the roster because now I have a legit 3. And if Tet is just a good rookie with 10 points per game, cool. I've got Jacoby with his 13, 14. If Tet exceeds expectations and hits, above that, obviously I'm even better. So I would say, yeah, I'll do this, but I do want to make more moves after that.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'll keep this one short, Josh, but teams like this are fun, but you're going to be starting 5 rookies on this team. 5 rookies is probably not going to take it home to a title unless all of them just exceed everything we could imagine. And that includes Tet, Egbuka, mean, heck, you're probably flexing one of Scattaboo, Mason Taylor. You're starting Caleb Johnson. I mean, this team's pretty thin. So my only concern is you made the deal now when maybe it could have been a different deal down the road. But you know what? You did get Nico with Stroud. That makes Stroud a little more powerful as your QB2. So I like that. I think you probably have to go a little more extreme this year. If Tyler Shuck is named the starter, like what can I add to Shuck to get another skill player? I don't need a guy like that on this type of roster, right? I'm basically trading from a fragile QB3, which I don't necessarily know I can hold him through the year either. So that might be a guy like I don't need him this year, so let me move him for another starter. Shane mentioned a couple guys like Jerry Jeudy. Is there a Bills starter I can go get? Can I go get Keon Coleman on this team? That might be a guy, hey, I'll throw in there. If it works, I got another like mini Nico Collins. You never know. But yeah, you got to make a couple more moves. Shane nailed it. You can't stop here and expect 6 rookies throughout the year are going to keep you in playoff contention, even with Allen and Genty and Bowers. Like you have the top heavy power. Don't give up now.
Yeah. I mean, you have Bowers as well, which really gives you that flexibility. I mean, can you send Shuck, Mason, Taylor for, I don't know, Khalil Shakir in a second? Like you can probably freak something there that would make sense for your roster and really like move you forward while trading from the excess there. So yeah, Josh, good one. Okay, let's go. It'll be the last one here. Matthew, 12 team, start 10, 0.75 PPR and a 175 for tight ends. So not a full PPR, but a 1.75 boost for tight ends. So shouts out to tight ends there. Sam Darnold, Geno Smith. Now that's a Ty DeClaire quarterback room right there. Genty, CMC, Monty, Jay Jettas, a lot of Jay Jettas on the show as well. Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr., Tyreek, Igbuka, Kittle, Otten. We trade Marvin Harrison Jr., David Montgomery, and a 27 first for Baker Mayfield, AJ Brown, and Derrick Henry. The Baker, AJ Brown, and Derrick Henry are going to score a heck of a lot more points than Marv, Monty, and a first if I had to bet. I don't even know if this is team dependent for me, Shane. I think I'm just taking Baker, AJB, and Derrick Henry. But tell me I'm wrong.
I'm just checking some math in my head. I mean, it's probably a little much for Derrick Henry. Like that's the only one I'm looking at. Yeah, but then you got Baker in there. No, yeah, I'm good with this.
I mean, if you cross off Henry and Monty.
Yeah, AJ Brown, Marvin Harrison Jr. Obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. is 6 years younger or whatever it is, 5 years younger than AJ Brown. But AJ Brown is just had his worst season in the last 3 seasons with 16.8 points per game last year. So yeah, I'm good. Give me it. I'll take it. Yeah, you're trying to win. I'm assuming based off this. I was going to say you've got old running backs, but who gives a crap, right? You got Genty, CMC, and Derrick Henry. If things go the way they're supposed to, you should absolutely be crushing every week.
I mean, it's funny that we've analyzed guys like James Cook, Kyron Williams, like we call them old, you know what I mean? So like the age thing at running back is more of, unless I have like one of the 2 or 3 sexy names that people see as great and young, does it really matter if I have Christian McCaffrey or I have Kenneth Walker? Like, does it really truly matter in that type of range who I have? So I'm not worried about trading for Derrick Henry. You may regret this halfway through the year. I can see where the other team is like, I have a roster full of AJ Browns and Derrick Henrys, and like they would like to influx some youth into the team. And if the team that traded with you has extra quarterbacks, like's been the theme tonight, I'm taking the other side, right? Like, give me that Monty for Henry. I'll just stick him in the same spot. Give me that Marv for AJ Brown. That's a huge win for me if it's a 1-for-1. Oh, and Baker's my QB3. You're giving me a 27 first? Sure. Like I can see it work for both sides. And now you are pretty pod committed, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like it.
All right. I lied. We're going to hit one more. Got Mike. Shouts out to Mike. Second time on the show here. 12 team Superflex start 10, 0.5 PPR and a 1.5 tight end premium. We traded Jack Besh, Cam Scatterboon, a 26th third for Addison. I'll personally take Addison. Penix, Dart, Travion, any running back on a 53, Puka, Neighbors, Addison, Higgins, Jay Higgins, Keon Coleman, Laporta, Arroyo, 226 first and seconds, all your futures. What are your thoughts on rostering Puka and Travion in a rebuild like this? Monster has interest in both and is offering a combo of guys like Loveland, Marv, Hunter, and picks. So, Shane, I know that you have a lot of Puka. I know that you've moved a lot of Puka this offseason too. Probably on more of your rebuilders. How are you handling Puka on a rebuilding roster?
So I don't understand I don't accept the premise of the question, and I will reject it. Puka is fine on a rebuilder. Hell, is Puka 30 years old all of a sudden?
Yeah, he's 42.
46. All right. Well, I mean, he's my age, so yeah. But no, I mean, I get it because Puka's probably, and we talked about this in voice chat before too, right? Puka's lifespan in the NFL might be shorter than most wide receivers because he plays like he's a freaking linebacker. But I'm still not feeling obligated to move him just because he plays like that. I don't feel the need to do that.
He just
now.
turned 24.
There you go. If I can get Loveland and Marv for him, maybe.
Like, I don't mind rostering these types in a rebuild if I have a plan to get back next year. But then you're like, he's offering combos of Marv, Travis Hunter, and picks. I like those if I'm moving.
What is the combo? Like, is there Marv and Hunter involved? Like, how do I get both of those dudes?
Well, he says monster. So I'm guessing this team is like one of those that has just pillaged the league for years. And they're going, hey, I drafted Travis Hunter. He was BPA. He's now my wide receiver 7. I need a guy that there's like 2 players in the whole league he can trade for that are upgrading his team. And you have one of them. So use that to your advantage. Like, make him take all the stuff that you know you're going to have to do work to move and go all in. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind trading both players, but I need to dent the other team and I need to really get the foundation that I'm trying to trade for. So give me all 3 of these guys. I would do a 2 for 3, wouldn't you guys?
Yeah.
I'll give you Travion and Puka. You give me, forget the picks. I would take the 3 players for the 2 because now I have a little bit of a foundation to work around and I have an excess at tight end. I can move Laporta for something else if I want. But just get creative, but make it, if you're dealing with a monster team, understand what their needs are here. They need your Puka Nacua. They have nobody else they can go to deal with. You're probably the only one dealing the guy that's a clear upgrade for their lineup. So don't let them make a keep, trade, cut, fair deal. Like, really negotiate.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not looking for that keep, trade, cut, fair deal. Not what I'm looking for at a monster. And I was almost expecting, hey, I got that DK, I got this Jacoby Myers, and I got this Otten. How can I add them all together and actually get something from you? But that's not going to happen there. I mean, again, you have a pretty nice team with a lot of flexibility, so I think you'll be all right there. But that's it. That's all. This has been the Dynasty Deal Show. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Shouts out to everyone who got their trades on the show this week. We got Dynasty Mark, Bryce, Mike, J. Lau, Tanner, Roy, Max, Seth, Laughing Lizard, Josh, Matthew. We got all of them on there. So shouts out. If you're not a member, become a member. If you're watching this back, thank you. If you're in the chat, sweat pants in the chat for some good deals. We added this thing. We love y'all. Peace.